everybody, it's Diana with Stamping with Di. Welcome to my YouTube channel and this week's Mimeograph Monday with a Twist. And we're going to use the really cute, it's one of the new kits for the month. And this is the Happy Happenings kit. Super cute. So that's what we're going to play with today. So I'll be doing a few projects. I also want to show you the product of the month. I got the designer series paper, so I want to show you it. It's very, very cool. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. My name is Diana, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I'm in Santan Valley, Arizona, so welcome. So if you are new to my channel, during the video premiere, I'm in the chat room, so head on over there. That's where I'll be. Otherwise, if you're watching a replay, you have a question or comment, leave it below. Then YouTube lets me know, and I can reach out to you. I also want to welcome all the new team members that have joined my team this month. You're getting the free Stampin' Positioner that I showed last week, so don't miss out on that. It's a super cool tool, and it's awesome that you get it for free, so I would love to have you join my team. If you have any questions at all, just make sure you holler. I have demonstrators all over the United States, so we have a great
person detected at front door.
Oh, let's hang on a second. Ziggy, volume 1. There you go. All right, so I'm going to stop blabbing. And so close your eyes while I get my camera adjusted. Okay, so this is the Painted Illusions 12 by 12. The colors that it coordinates with are Darling Duckling, Flirty Flamingo, Granny Apple Green, Lost Lagoon, Misty Moonlight, Petal Pink, and Pretty Peacock. Now, the product of the month, the first one was in December. That's the very first time we started this. And it was a really pretty designer series paper. Last month was a beautiful greeting set. And then this month we have this one. Now, keep in mind, you can only get one product of the month style, or whatever you want to call it. But if you miss out on the month before, maybe you're a new stamper, maybe you were unsure, maybe you had bills to pay, you have a little bit more cash this month, and you missed out on the stamp set that was last month. And if we still have them available, you could pick the stamp set still and this month's, but it has to be 2 different $75 orders before tax and shipping in order to pick those. You can't do an order of $150 and pick one of each. I think it just has to do with the computer system, right? So it understands that you're only getting one and all that good stuff. All right, so let me show you the paper so then we can get to our cards. All right, so look how pretty. I love this. So it's hard when it's designer series paper because I am a designer series paper hoarder. And I just love it. This one is a really pretty one, so you don't want to miss that. And look how cool this is. So that's the back side. Let's see how this is. Okay, so it's three sheets. All right, so there's the front and the back. And look at this one. Isn't that cool? That would be fun to do like on if you're doing like scrapbooking, you're doing like swimming pool cards or something like that, because that looks really fun. And then the back side of that one is kind of like a mermaid's tail. So that's a cute one too. All right. Flip through. So that's cool. You got 3 of each. That makes it go a little further than 2 of each. I love this one. I'm not sure what this shape is, but it reminds me of a lot of tile that you'll see. Kind of like an older shape in the kitchens and stuff like that. That reminds me of it. But anyways, all right, so that is that. And then the back side, look how nice that one is. It's like very, very ombre looking. And it looks like it has like leaves you know, fluttering about. All right, so there's that one. And then we have this one, which kind of looks like, it almost looks like this one that we had before, but the swirls are different, right? This one was just kind of like almost like a rainbow, and this one's got like swirls going through it. And in the back side of that one, oh, that one is really pretty too. You know me, I love the blues, the weathered looking paper that almost looks like blue jeans, because I love a good pair of blue jeans. I can't wear most of my blue jeans right now because I have put on 10 pounds, people. 10 pounds. I need to get them off, get that off. All right, well, let me put that behind me, and then we will get to what I'm going to be doing today. Now, this is one of the new kits, and there's 2 kits, but I only got this one. I've been trying to be a little more frugal and smart. And I don't know if smart's the right word. If you've seen all my plants lately. But I've just been trying to be a little more picky on what I order in regards to stuff. Just because I'm like, well, if I don't really like something, I've been not really ordering it, you know? Because before I would just kind of order everything so I could show you everything. Because I'm a visual, you know, learner. I'm a visual person that have to see it. But now I've just been like, okay, I never even used that. So now I've just been trying to be a little more smarter. But this one was super cute. So this is a Happy Happenings kit. And it makes 9 cards. So it makes 3 of the 3 different patterns. So I will do 1 of each. And then I'll do a... and then I'll do a twist. All right, so this shows the stamp set, but look how cute that is. So you've got Happily Ever After, thank you, welcome baby, kindly delivered to, for the envelopes, which is really cute. So it's super. And look at these tiny little background pieces. Okay, and then I will just staple this, and then I'll slide this in, so I have I know what this is. And you know me, I just set these aside because I use what I have on hand. And then I just kind of put these aside. Sometimes I need them for class or whatever. And then I have a whole pack. Now we have a Mossy Meadow ink pad. And I will use my Mama pad. We have glue dots. Well, they have them in a, whatchamacallit, a flat thing. But you know me, I will use my glue dots, and I will use my dimensionals. And the same thing with these. I usually keep these. I have a tote that I toss all the extra kit stuff in there. And then sometimes I just go, oh, I'm going to throw, you know, one of these into a class or whatever. All right, and then these are the little blings. They look like little water drops. All right, so let's see what we got here. And our chipboard. I'll set that off to the side. Okay, we've got some cute little envelopes. I love this color. So this, I forget what colors it's. Did I even say? No, I didn't. I didn't say the colors for these because this looks like cloud cover. It was the other, that was the DSP. I'll say this is Cloud Cover, Daffodil Delight, Mossy Meadow, Old Olive, Petal Pink, and Timid Tiger. I love the cloud cover color. It's just such a pretty, it's almost similar to my nail polish, to be honest. I just now noticed that. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate these eventually and speed up the video, but I just want to show you the pieces. So these cards are like this oval-y shape. I mean, it's not an oval. I'm not sure what that is. It's a funny shape. All right. Then you have it in yellow and the petal pink. Then you have, you know, your little pieces you're going to stamp on. Some flowers to pop out. Some more little pieces. So it's got some really fun shapes and things that go with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure my Mossy Meadow pad has enough ink in it. I'm going to sort everything out. Then I will do one of each of the cards, and then I'll do a twist. So let me just get everything ready. Was a lot of popping out to do because I just popped everything out. I also re-inked my Mossy Meadow pad. All right, so I'm going to make one of each of these cards. So the first one on the instructions is the yellow one. Okay, so this is stamped with thank you. And this is a new stamp set, so I'm just going to make sure they're good and inked. You can use Versamark first, just to kind of clean any of the film off. But I'm just going to, ink them up in the ink first. It kind of does the same thing. All right. So we have thank you. Mossy Meadow is one of those ink pads that I swear I have to ink it every time before I use it. So I don't know where that ink goes. I think it is a very hungry pad. All right, now we have these cute little flowers. And we're actually going to stamp. I'm like going to. We're going to stamp the little, there's like these little circles. So they get stamped in there. Okay. Oh, and then for all you do. So I kind of like to get my stamping done first, just because, this paper is a little bit different than the cardstock that we have in the catalog. So it takes it a little bit longer to dry. All right, so we have for all you do. Here we go. So I just like to get it stamped so that it can be dried before I start touching it. Now the for all you do is stamped off to the side a little bit. because the flowers are going to go over top of it. All right, so that's there. We've got some leaves, and you'll see I had pulled out the darker leaves and I switched them to the lighter leaves. All right, and we have this big circle and this little circle, which really make the flowers look super cute. Okay. Alrighty, and then these little guys here had the little tiny one. It just makes it a cute little flower, doesn't it? Now it's kind of hard to see this one since I've got a white grid sheet, but okay. And we'll put those off to the side. Also, on the light yellow card, we have this little polka dotty splatter. So this flower is going to go up here. So I'm just kind of putting my flower there, which will help me maybe put my circles in the right spot. Okay. And then I think we are ready to put this one together. Now it's real subtle. I don't know if the camera can pick it up. The back side is plain, and then the front has, there you can kind of see it. It's kind of got like a linen-y kind of look to it, so that you can tell which is the front. All right. So we'll just give it a little crease. And then this is going to go on with dimensionals. And I'm just going to use ones that I have on my desk. I always like to use them up before I open up a full pack. So that's why sometimes you'll see, like, you know, like this one, I've cut it in half and stuff like that. So let's see. And then they show this little smaller yellow piece. They have it going on with that tear tape, but I'm just going to use my green tip glue, or you could use your seal even. They have you use a tear tape only because this is like an all-inclusive kit, and you know you're not going to get a full like seal, you know, or a full green tip glue. So they do the tear tape, which in itself is kind of like this, right? Because it's flat. All right, so this is going to go here. And it's got real faint little stitch lines around it, which is adorable. All right, and then the flowers. So the flowers are going to go on with some dimensionals as well. And I'm going to kind of put them towards the center. So if I have any hang off the card, that dimensional is going to stay within the card and not get hung up on anything. All right, so that one's there. Okay, then we have our thank you, and that's also going to go on with dimensionals. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to, you know, bring my dimensionals in So if I want to stick anything up underneath, this flower goes up underneath. So that way this isn't in the way. Excuse me. Okay, so that's probably good there. And okay, for all you do, and I'm going to use, if I can pick it up, I'm going to use my green tip glue. So I'm just going to put a little bit. Because it's going to overhang a little bit. All right, so thank you. For all you do. So it kind of is like a little angle like that, which is adorable. All right, then we want our leaves. So the leaves are kind of stuck up underneath here. So I'm going to use my green tip glue because this will give me a little wiggle room when I'm placing them up underneath there. Okay. And then some of these flowers are layered. Like that little pink, petal pink one. Has one of the little white ones layered on it. Okay. So then this guy goes here. So I'm going to put a couple dimensionals on the card. Oops, it stuck to my finger. Just so I can tell where they're going to be sticking. Okay. And we want to be able to see for all you do. Okay. So then we have a little one here, and these guys are put on with the glue dots. But I'm going to just use green tip glue. You know me, I'm a rebel. Just a little green tip glue. And this one goes here. And I'm going to put my glue here. And then this one, this flower goes in the center. Look how cute that is. And I will put this one on. I will put the center of that one on with a glue dot. And I'm just using my boxed glue dots. Okay. And then he's going to go kind of up underneath here. So I'm going to put my dimensional on here. So I can tuck them up underneath like that. Cute, cute. So I've used all the pieces. And then we have the bling. Where are my bling? Where's my bling? Okay, so the bling is one big and two little. And I just kind of bend that plastic a little bit, which allows me to get the pick tool up underneath there. All right. So we'll just bend it and stick it underneath there and pick it up. These are cute. I love just a plain little bling because they look like little water droplets, really. And if you want them to be color, you can color them with your Stampin' blends if you want to have some color on them. All right, so there's the first one. So cute, right? Okay. All right, so now let's do the second one, and it's the petal pink, and then they each have their own envelope, and you're supposed to do that little kindly deliver to. All right, but I didn't. All right, so let's see here. Now we have the little petal pink one, and this one has, you're going to stamp on here, you're going to stamp on here, you're going to stamp on these, and this. I think that's it. So there's some layers going on with that one. All right, so let's just get these stamped like before. So happily ever after. My camera is getting a little blurry. It's driving me nuts. All right, so happily ever after. So again, I'm just going to make sure it's good and inked. Okay. And then that's going to go up towards the top. Okay. And this time the little flower gets it's like a little leaf, it's kind of like a little flower. So that's a little bit different look for this one. Cute. And I could almost ink that pad up again, even though I loaded up with ink. It is such a hungry, hungry pad. All right, and then these little flowers this time are going to get this little tiny center. It almost looks like a little bug or something. Okay, just gives the flowers a different look. And then congratulations goes on the tag, and it's in the center this time. Okay. Now let's put, I am like so crooked. All right. Let's put this card together. Now I need to pop the little pieces out. So I just kind of hold it and wiggle it, because they're perforated. So by holding it down on the table, it should keep it from getting bent. There we go. Isn't that a pretty, really pretty shape? All right, so again, the card has got some kind of linen-y marks on it, so that way you know which one is the front. And then I'm just folding it. This is a popular shape. Like, it's not an oval. It's not an oval. I don't know what it's considered. Maybe it's a squoval, because it's kind of like a square oval. Because my watch is a circle, but it's got the square, so they call it a squircle or something. So maybe this is a squoval. I don't know. All right, so we have this. So this is going to go on here. And they have that on with dimensionals, which will really emphasize the pretty shape, you know, these designs around the edges there. Okay. So that goes in this center. And then we have this and this. And that's just going to go on with green tip glue. And just keep it in that. There's like a little stitch marks on the edges. It's kind of hard to see, but there's like little tiny, see, little tiny stitch marks. So just kind of keep that, you know, in there, and it makes it easy to put on. All right, and then this is going to get put in here, just right on there. All right. Okay. And then we have our congratulations, which will go right underneath. And just kind of look at these circly things on the edge there, and that will help you put it on there. Okay. And then our flowers. So we have our big orange flower and our dark leaves. And okay, so he's going on with just glue. And then the little yellow ones are going to go on with dimensionals. I'll grab the baby ones. Right in that center there. Cute. This is kind of down a little bit. And then these leaves are going to go up underneath the orange flower. And I'm just using green tip glue. So I'm just going to pick that up and stick it up underneath there. And same with this one right here. Your pick tool is your friend. You can do so much with a pick tool. All right. That looks good. And then our bling is, let's see. Again, we're doing one big and two little. So big one and little, and where's the other one? Oh, okay, it's by that big one. I like when you put a couple together. All right, so there's this one. So cute. All right, and then it has its envelope as well. And then we'll do the last one before I do my twist. And this is going to be the baby one. Okay, so again, the front. So this one, maybe you can see those little marks a little better on the blue. So you can tell. So see how the back side is plain. All right. Ready? Okay, so this one we're going to stamp on this with the squiggles, not squiggles, little polka dotty things. And they're just kind of walking down the blue. So it just adds a little something to the card. Okay. Then we have Welcome Baby, and it looks like it's stamped in the center pretty much. Well, I guess it does come down a little bit. It does come down a little bit towards the bottom. All right, so Welcome Baby. And you know me, I love a font that has got writing and printing. And this font is so pretty. Okay, so it's going to come down just a bit. So, Welcome Baby. And then on the yellow one this time is Sweet Little One, and it's stamped right in the center. And they didn't do anything to the flowers. Excuse me. Those flowers made me sneeze. All right, so they didn't do anything to the flowers this time, because it's already like little yellow polka dots on them. All right, so Sweet Little One. All right, let's put this pad, close it up, see if that helps it. All right, then we can put this together. And then we can get to the twist. All right, so we have the front. This gets put on with dimensionals. I should know that by now. I think I put enough on there. This is just in case the baby opens up the card. You want it to be really good and secure. All right, so we have this. It's going to go right in the center. Then this is going to get glued with green tip. There's barely a little border around it. All right, then we have our Welcome Baby, which will go right there. And that's green tipped glued as well. Or they are using the tear tape, but I'm just going to use my green tip glue. All right, so I'm just going to stick it here, and I'm just using the edges of that squoval for my straight. And then we have our Sweet Little One. We'll go right there. Okay. And then we have seven 7 daisies. And they are put on with, well, some are glue dotted and some are dimensional. All right. We're going to put the leaf on first. So that we can work our flowers around it. Okay, so we have a leaf here. So you want it sticking out, but you want it to be able to go in the envelope. So let me just make sure. Yes, we are good. So just make sure it goes in the envelope. If you're not sure if you want to stick something out, always lay your card on top of the envelope. And then you'll be able to see, like, so let's see when I glue this other one. Oh, it's really sticky. All right, when I glue this other one, I'm going to bring it up here instead. So it's going to be a little bit different. So I'm going to bring my leaf up here. So it's going to be a little bit different. But, so it's going to go outside of the card, which I think looks really fun because it looks like the flower is growing. But because I laid it on the envelope, you'll know that it'll fit in the envelope. It's not going to catch. So by having this squovally shaped card, that also helps us to be able to like really have the stuff stick out the side. All right, so we have some glue dotted, 4 glue dotted. Now when you put them on the glue dot, let me tear this off. When you put them on the glue dot, just be careful when you pull them off because they're really delicate. So I want, what did I say? 1, 4 on the glue dot. And see how they have that little, the little yellow on there? I have dimensional backings everywhere. All right, so we have 4 on the glue dots. And then 4 will be put on with dimensionals. All right, so these will be a little bit lower down. So when you pull them off the glue dot, go up underneath and grab them. Like, don't just pull this from these leaves or the petals because you'll probably tear it in half. All right, so we're going to put our flower up here. So 1. Let's see, let's put 2. I don't want really underneath there, do I? Let's see. 3 and 4. And then the other 3 will be put on with dimensionals so that they will be, you know, more in front. So I'm going to use my baby ones again. Right in that circle center. And this can go right in front of those 2. And there. And there. I don't know if it's identical, but it is good enough. All right, and then we have bling again. So we have a big bling. Big bling. And baby bling. And another one over here, but I did mine a little bit different. I put my flowers a little bit more closer. So I'm going to do like that other card, and I'm going to put 2 together like that. But look how cute that one is. Oh my gosh, that's adorable. And then our cute little envelope. All right. So now let's have some fun with this kit. And I'm going to do a little twist. Okay. So for my twist, you know me, I'm going to use the Valentine Kisses because it is so cute. All right. And we're going to make a baby card. But I'm going to change it up, of course. So we have... Now the inside, I want to be able to put something on the inside. So I'm going to use this because I want to stamp on the inside. And if I stamp on here in color, it's going to come through the back. So I'm just going to use my oval. So let's get our stamping done. Okay. And I'm going to use my memento. So I have my little piece that I'm going to put my greeting on. So I have my memento pad. And I'm going to go welcome baby. And I'm going to stamp it over to the side. I have my little yellow piece. And it's going to say, what does it say? Sweet little one. Yes. And I'm going to stamp it off to the side too. What else do we have? Oh, okay. So I'm also going to pick some yellow flowers. And I need that little yellow circle. All right. So I'm going to use the memento, and then these might be more like a black-eyed Susan. I don't know. Would it be like a black-eyed Susan? Okay. And then I'll just leave the, because I'm going to use the white ones too, but they already have that little circle thing in there. Alrighty. And then let me do the inside. So the inside, I'm going to go sending lots of love. And I'm using my Poppy Parade. So I'm going to go sending lots of love your way. Just make sure it's good and inked. Okay. Sending lots of love your way. To celebrate this special day. And then I have, where did she go? Put this little kissy one. And I want her kind of almost like, you know, sitting on top of that word, those words. And then we have these little loves, these little hearts. Isn't that cute? Oh. All right, so I think I have all my stamp. Oh, wait, I wanted to put some of those little dots. I love the little dots. And I'm just going to use, where'd they go? Here they go. And I'm just going to use my memento again. Okay. All right. So now we can color our bears and put our card together. So hopefully you're not tired of me using the Valentine Kisses. I almost did my Darling Dinos. And I thought, well, I'm going to do the Valentine Kisses. Now, my Darling Dinos, you need to grab because it is on the last chance list. All right. So that's going to go on the front. So let me just color these. Now, I did the little bear because the dad is going to be holding the baby, and then the mom is inside, and she is just like, oh, beside herself with love. All right, so let's do inside here. Now this isn't our cardstock, so we'll see how it colors up. So I'm just going to put a little gray granite around her because she is she's stamped directly on the card, where he's, die cut it out. All right, so let's put a little bubble bath in the ear holes. We'll put a little bubble bath on the baby belly. Okay, and then a little flirty. And then petal pink. So it colors a little bit different than our cardstock. Like I can feel it really soaking up the ink, where our cardstock, which is with the bear, is a little smoother and allows me to blend it out a little bit more. Okay, let's see here. And then, now I'm going to do the bear. The baby bear, let's see, because I want him to be a little bit different than the dad. So I'm going to have the mom be a different color than this guy so that the baby isn't the same color as the dad, so that you'll be able to see him better. All right, so I have my dark gray granite. And then we'll do the same with the mama. So she's like a black bear, maybe. I don't know if there's gray bears. Are there gray bears? I don't know. You can have it be any way you want. Okay, so that was dark gray granite. All right, and then I'll go light gray granite. That's what's fun about stamping. We can have things be any color we want. We can be our own little artist. All right, so this is light gray granite. And then I'm just kind of wiggling it down. I'm not keeping it even. So then it looks like, she goes down behind the letters. All right, so this is light gray granite. And then I'm going to go and add a little smoky slate. All right, so I have some dark smoky slate. Okay. And then I'll just kind of blend that out a little bit with the dark gray granite. Just to soften it just a tad. And then we'll put some light gray, and then we can color Papa Bear. I need to find, do we have, I'm like wondering if we have a stamp set that has a picnic basket. Wouldn't that be fun? You could have Mama Bear, Baby Bear, Papa Bear, and then they go on a picnic or something. That would be fun. All right. Now this has a die to cut out the baby, but I like him to be a little smaller So I'm just gonna fussy cut him out. All right, so let's do Papa Bear. And I'm gonna color him with 600. You know me, my favorite combination. So we have 600. You have seen me color this poor bear so many times. You're probably like, please just put that stamp set in your cupboard and use something else. All right, so we have 600. But maybe you're brand new to my channel. Maybe you're like, I've never seen you color the bears. All right, so 600, and I'm just kind of wiggling it on there. Doesn't have to be perfect when it's a furry bear. So 600. And you're like, have you not changed that marker yet, Diana? We can see it is almost dry. And you are correct, Demondo. All right, so this is 600. It's like a magic one, right? Like, wow, she got a little bit more ink out of it. All right, so there's 600. Then I'm gonna take 300, which is the darker. So I'm gonna go 300. And then we'll soften it with 4. And then we'll come back with 6 as well. Okay. That was 3. We'll soften it a tad, like I said, with 4. So then that 3 is just kind of underlying, which gives it just a little darker look. And then we'll come in with the 600 and soften it even more. Now I might have to get a new 600 to do that. Even my 4 is kind of squeaky, which means they're getting dry. I mean, they squeak a little bit, but definitely when they're getting dry. All right, because it looks kind of like, wow, that looks horrible. But when you come back with the 600 and soften it, it just makes it look adorable. So I just go up into that. And I just love because it adds so much texture. All right, let me get another 600. All right, let's see if this one's juicier. Oh, much juicier. All right. I mean, it still squeaks, but it's got ink in it at least. All right, so that's just going to soften that. And I think also maybe it squeaks because I've got ink on there already. Oh, I love it, love it, love it. All right, so let's see here. So where was that bad 600? Is this the bad one? No, this is a good one. Because then I will toss this 600. But see? It's still going, please don't throw me away. All right, I'll just wait. Okay, now let's cut out the little baby. And then we can put our card together. You're like, this is the longest card ever. All right, but maybe you did my Valentine Kisses class. I had a bunch of you take it. It was so cute. And you need to do a baby card. This, you would go, oh my gosh, I'm going to get that. What is it? Happy Happenings? Is that the name of this kit that I'm showing you? And make a baby card with my Valentine Kisses. Because it does not have to be a Valentine card to use the Happy or the Valentine Kisses stamp set. Okay. So see, by cutting it out with the scissors, it takes a little bit of time. But if you're making a bunch of these, I just like to sit when I have a movie on or an audio book or whatever, YouTube, and I just sit and cut out stuff. And it goes fast when you're not thinking about it. Oop, I just cut his hand almost off. All right, so then this little guy is going to go up underneath here. Now, sometimes it's easier to stick them up from the bottom. There you go. He's like holding the baby. All right, so let's put our card together. Actually, it looks like he might be going to drop the baby. Let me bring the arm up. We don't want to drop the baby daddy. All right, there we go. Oh, that looks cute because he's like, yay, daddy. All right, so let's bring our card. So we're going to put Mom in the inside. So see what I mean by it bleeds through? Now it bleeds through, even, our regular cardstock. So, but if I'd have stamped it on the inside of the card, I wouldn't have colored it. I would have just did it plain. But I wanted to color her. So, all right. So this is just going to go on the inside. So cute. All right. And then this is going to go on with the dimensional. So it's kind of the same when I'm putting it together. I mean, I changed the flowers. We changed the positioning so that we can put the bear on the front. But it's such a cute, and I'm just using, obviously, all the edge pieces of my dimensionals because we do not waste dimensionals. Well, I might waste them by putting like 50 on a card, but I mean, we don't throw away this until this is totally empty. All right, so this is going to go on here like that. And this is going to get glued on there. And again, there's just a tiny little bit of a bitty bitty border. Okay, so now we have our welcome baby, and I stamped it off to the side so that we have room to put daddy and baby. So I'm going to put my green tip glue more in the center so that I can stick some flowers up underneath there. Okay, that looks pretty straight. All right, now I'm going to put him on with dimensionals. And I'm going to put them towards the center. So if I need to stick any flowers underneath him, I can stick them underneath. Now it's up to you. You can glue the baby, or you can make it so you can pull them out. Okay, so we have welcome baby. I love that. All right, and then we have sweet little one. I forgot to put sweet little one. All right, and I'm going to trim a little bit off because I want it to go. Okay. So it's going to go like that. My blends are in the way. I just keep snipping because I want it to go behind the bear. All right, so hold on. So that looks cute. All right, so I'm going to put this on with green tip. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing. Where's the envelope? All right, so let's bring our envelope over like we did before so that if we have any flowers stick out, oh my gosh, this card is adorable. All right, so if we have any flowers that stick out, we keep them within the envelope. All right, so where's my glue dots? All right, so I need my leaves. So it's these leaves. Okay. Then I have these daisies, or black-eyed Susans, whatever we're going to call them. Okay. Again, go up underneath to pick it off. Okay, and then we'll put on with dimensionals like we did before. Okay. One, two, three, four, five, six. So it's kind of up underneath the daddy bear. All right. Cute. All right, and then let me put our bling on. My pick tool. I love this. Like I said, I love cloud cover. It's such a pretty blue. And it reminds me a lot of, we had our living room and our front room and our kitchen, because it's like the front room is by itself, but it kind of, you can see, you know, you walk through, if anyone's been to my house. But we had the house paint a few years ago, and I swear it looks like that gray. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and let's put another. Well, it fell right there. I guess that's where it's staying. All right, but look how cute. Oh my gosh. I love it. And then it will have its envelope. Let's see the cards. So these are the way that the kit makes the cards. 1, 2, and 3. And I think that I think this flower would look cute stamped with the memento in the center as well. And then here was my twist. Now I won't tell you which one I like the best. I'll just let you decide. All right, so let me say, see you later, alligator. Cute, cute, cute. If this does not get you to get this kit, and if you haven't got the Valentine Kisses yet, I hope this will, because it is so cute. All right, so I'm going to stop blabbing. I will see you tomorrow for my Teach Me Tuesdays, and that will be 3 o'clock, Arizona time, same channel. Have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow. All right, bye for now.